Hi besties, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another fall diary. I just quickly got ready for the day because I have a ton of editing on my agenda, and so I want to take myself to the coffee shop and spend a few productive hours there instead of being at home editing. You guys, I am so in love with my morning like rituals, routines lately. I've been trying to be consistent about going on like at least a 45-minute to an hour walk to get more movement in because I realized that I am honestly pretty sedentary if I'm not like running or if I don't have a scheduled workout. And also there's just something about like the crisp fall mornings. It was 40 degrees out this morning, so my coats have been coming out and I'm just thriving in this fall weather. Yeah, I thought we could hang out for a few days and just romanticize the fall together. Okay, I just got home and I kind of want to just have like a cozy crafting night because all of my supplies to make my Louise Carmen inspired journal finally came in and the vibes are immaculate. It's raining outside, it's actually starting to thunder, and I just want to have like a cutesy little craft night while we watch some Vampire Diaries. I lit my candles, it's just looking so romantic. It's on my bucket list to make a Louise Carmen inspired journal. Journaling to me is such a sentimental and like romantic thing that I do, and I hold it near and dear to my heart. I've been consistently journaling for like the past 7 to 8 years, and to make it even just more romantic, and I want to make it into a traveler's journal and just have something that I have made with me at all times. And so before we get started, I'm going to show you guys all the materials that I'll be using so you can make your own Louise Carmen inspired journal. For the journals, I have 3 of them. These are all from Muji. This is my main one. And then I bought 2 extras, which I think this is gonna be my commonplace journal and also just like content creation, like brainstorming. And then this journal is gonna be my Spanish journal. And I also got this traveler's notebook zipper case. I always like to collect little like postcards, stickers, any from places that I visit. So I think it'll just be so cute to have a little catch-all zipper case. We have a little grommets kit, and it also came with these guys. I bought a little like edge cutter for leather. I have my cord. I really hope this is enough. I have a mini little hammer. And then I have my charms of choice. I ordered some off of Etsy, and then this one is just one that I've had over the years. Also have like this little clear ruler. And then for the leather itself, I actually cut this out yesterday because I meant to make it yesterday, but I had some missing material, so I just stopped it all together. But I did end up cutting my leather. This is just vegetable tanned leather. I don't live close to like a leather workshop or like any sort of craft store, so I ordered this one off Amazon. So this is just standard vegetable tanned leather. Here I cut it from a big piece, and I'm hoping to have enough to make a like little sister traveler's journal for my passport. I'll make sure to like tell you guys like the exact measurements and everything, but I'm just following a TikTok tutorial But I'll show you guys all the steps of this process so that way you guys can reference it if you want to make your own. Let's get to making our traveler's journal. Okay, once you have all of your materials, we can go ahead and start cutting our leather. So I followed the TikTok tutorial to a T, and I measured mine 8.5 inches wide by 17 inches. This is perfect for my journal size, and I have 3 journals that are gonna go in here. I didn't get a clip of me actually cutting the leather, but just make sure you take your time. And once your leather is cut, you're gonna fold it over to find the binding. I measured 5.5 inches from the left edge, and I marked my first row for the grommets 5 millimeters from the edge, and then the second row on top. I'm making my first hole at the 5.5 inch mark, and I'm making my second hole 5 millimeters from that, and then 5 millimeters from that is the third hole. It sounds confusing at first, but you'll get the hang of it. I wish I could have spaced them out a tad bit further, but now I know for the next time I make one. Make sure you punch your holes on some sort of material that can handle grommet punches, or else you'll put a hole through your table. Keep this process at the top, so you should have 6 holes at the bottom and 6 holes at the top. Next, you're just gonna put the grommet on the little poker and just push it through the hole. You want the fat, shiny end facing the outside of the journal. Once all your grommets are in, you're gonna get the puncher again and the little base. You're gonna line up the puncher in the grommet and also into the base, and it's gonna kind of latch on. And once it's in the base, you're gonna hammer it down and it'll be secure. So take your time with this because your grommets are small. Now we can do the binding. You're gonna cut 3 cords about 1.5 lengths of your journal. You're gonna take your cord and thread it from the inside of the journal on the bottom grommet, and then back in on the grommet above, and then inside of the journal on the bottom grommet. Before weaving it back in on the grommet above, you can go ahead and put your charm of choice. Once your charm is on, thread your cord back in and just tie it off. It should be a little tight, but you can adjust accordingly. So just repeat these steps for all of your cords. Then you're just gonna get your journals and slide the designated cord into the middle of your journal. Now we're gonna do one more set of grommets to hold the journals together and to finish our binding. Let's find the median of both the height and width of the back and make the holes 1 centimeter apart. You're gonna thread your cord from the inside, add your charm, and then thread it back into the journal. Tie it off and cut the excess, and now you have it binded. You can stop here or you can take it a bit further. I went ahead and rounded my edges with this little leather corner tool to make it a little bit more polished. I used size 2-0, and again, you're gonna wanna do this on material that can handle this or else you'll damage your journal. Now you have your very own Louise Carmen inspired traveler's journal. I am absolutely obsessed. I'm so glad I went with this pink to kind of contrast the burgundy that we have going on. For this being my first time doing this, I'm impressed. So I'm not really like super happy with this charm, unfortunately. I will replace it once I find like a better charm, I guess. But then I added my little jade, and then I have a little star. I decided to put the G in the front, which I really love. I may add another charm to the front. I don't know yet. There's so many options. Let's do a little journal tour because I'm obsessed. I have a little zipper pouch in the front, and then I have my first journal, which is like my soul. Then I have my commonplace journal, and then the back is my Spanish journal. Back has like another little pouch for any like papers, stickers. But you guys, I am quite literally obsessed. This is a lot simpler than I had imagined. It did take some time just because like of the learning curve of like learning how to handle this material, but I fear I want to start making them as a hobby. I'll make sure to link the tutorial that I followed down below because it's like the most simple tutorial that I've seen on the internet so far. This is just so romantic, so whimsical, and the color is just itching a part of my brain. I'm obsessed. Eee! This is your sign. Make your own traveler's journal. I'm kind of craving a reading afternoon. I had an early morning at Run Club. I just had to get some editing done, and so now I have everything off my to-do list, and I thought that we could read Frankenstein together. I'm on page 52, so around 25% done. Honestly, I'm just now like really getting into it. I kind of had a slow start just because the speed is a little bit different than what I'm used to, but I am finally at a point where I'm really getting into the storyline. I'm at the point where Victor, the scientist, is starting to get obsessed with the idea of pushing science and like testing the limits of science. I just love the language in this. Like, you can seriously like grasp how obsessed he's becoming with the idea of pushing the limits of science. And I've just been underlining a ton of things that really just stick out to me, like themes of the book, the way that she describes certain themes of life, like grief, death. That way you can get like a deep perspective of why Victor Frankenstein is the way he is. Like he says, I entered with the greatest diligence into the search of the philosopher's stone and the elixir of life, but the latter soon obtained my undivided attention. Wealth was an inferior object, but what glory would attend the discovery if I could banish disease from the human frame and render man invulnerable to any but a violent death. Thus, strangely, are our souls constructed, and by such slight ligaments are we bound to prosperity or ruin. So it's like, just the way that these things are described is just so beautiful, and you can really get a taste of like where this is going. They're like thriller vibes at the moment. I'm not really getting spooky fall season yet. I'm getting really excited to continue reading and to watch the movie. So I say let's have a reading afternoon together. I also made one of my favorite meals. I made this like chicken orzo with spinach and Parmesan cheese. It's like my go-to. Let's eat our lunch and read together. I just made the cutest little apple pie bites. And you guys know for my fall curriculum, I'm trying to cook a new recipe per week. And so this is my new recipe for the week. They're just these mini apple pie bites. I'm gonna try them, I'm gonna rate them, and I'm gonna upload a picture to my Notion database that's tracking my fall curriculum. I cannot get over how freaking cute these are. Besties bite first. This with some vanilla ice cream would hit. I'll link the recipe down below. Super simple. Let me know how you like it. I'm gonna enjoy my little dessert and watch Tron because we watched Tron Aries yesterday. I think my final rating is a 6.75. I'm a little biased just because like I love Tron Legacy so much, like it's part of my personality. But I just thought like the story was cool. The acting wasn't bad, honestly. Jared Leto surprised me. Also, Greta Lee, this is like my first time seeing her in like an action role. I've only ever seen her in past lives. I don't know, I just like didn't really think her acting was that good. I thought the soundtrack was great. The visuals were very cool, but there's just something missing about it. Like there's just something missing. I don't know what it is, but I did love the little references to like the original Tron Legacy, like with some little clips, but I was hoping for a Sam Flynn cameo. I think that would have been iconic. But regardless, this just refueled my obsession with Tron. So we're gonna watch Tron Legacy and eat my little apple pie bites. Happy Sunday. It is my favorite day of the week. I just love the feeling of a slow Sunday, and this is my first Sunday in a long time where I didn't have a long run, so I'm just kind of like soaking it in and enjoying my time. I did my morning pages, and I just got out of our little book of the month recap meeting. We were recapping September book of the month, which was Project Hail Mary, and that was like such a good read for our book club. Like I think our lowest rating was probably a 4, and like the general consensus was that everyone loved it, and so it's always fun debriefing like live, kind of like over a call to discuss our thoughts and just like overall themes and messages from the book. But I just made another cafecito. I don't know what it is about these cozier months. I just drink so much coffee. Just the feeling of a warm, like frothy coffee like this alone makes life worth living, okay? But I'm gonna continue reading Frankenstein, and I'm about halfway through. I've been really enjoying this book. I'm continuing to annotate and just kind of like express my thoughts on like certain themes of the book. The writing is so beautiful, and this really makes me want to get into classics. I feel like this book is kind of like rewiring my brain to think more critically and to kind of enjoy more slower paced books, because I'm so used to like fast paced with fantasy. So this has been really great for my brain, honestly. But I'm really enjoying it. I'm hoping to get like 75% through, so I'm hoping maybe to finish by today. But before I really get into my reading mood, I thought we could spin the giveaway winner together. Thank you for entering the giveaway, for commenting, for sticking around, for being here in our little cozy corner of the internet. I just love that our community is growing, and it's just so amazing to nurture and build a community that has such similar interests as me. And like, I just love chatting with you guys via comments, DMs. I just feel like our little corner is like such a safe space for me, and I hope you feel that way as well. I just hope you feel welcome and inspired to romanticize your life, to try new things. Thank you so much for being here. We're gonna have 2 winners for this giveaway. Congrats, our first winner is Anna.Lynn. And then our second giveaway winner is Mads McBabe. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right. I'm gonna get in touch with the winners and hopefully try to mail this out by this week. Thank you again for entering. I'll definitely have more giveaways in the future, but while we're here, Comfy Cozy Cult, if you know, you know. Made it this far, thank you so much for watching. And if you made it this far, comment down below the little finger clapping emoji. I think it's like actually the pinch emoji, but I use it as to like finger clap. I don't know why, just for vibes. Just for vibes, you know what I mean?